Now, I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm finna do it to him. I have two enemies I want to knock off my list this month. One being Moist Critical, and two, Respawn Entertainment. But this video is about Respawn Entertainment. Now, when you look at the West, you look at our society, you start to see we are becoming very liberal, very woke, neo-Marxist. I believe we have established them as. They want to get rid of the old ideas so that they can usher in a new era. Now, a lot of people hear that type of stuff and they're like, what type of gibberish, what type of nonsense, what type of conspiracy theorist are you? Well, I guess I'm about to show you some conspiracy theory, gibberish, and nonsense then. Respawn Entertainment creates this game, Apex Legends. Now, who runs Respawn Entertainment? EA, Electronic Arts. You often hear the player base of Apex Legends complaining. There's two sides. The game isn't working. They're doing something very stupid. Now, a lot of these problems can be looked up. You can go past Respawn and you can just say, there's a problem because EA, a billion-dollar company, a trillion-dollar company, is literally not paying their developers for giving them money for resources like buying new servers or rewriting code. They would rather just patch things and update things. We are not here to talk about Apex Legends itself, merely the media, the public look on Apex Legends. These are things that we're getting into. My first exhibit I'm going to show you right. Look at this. This is BlackRock Incorporated, ownership in EA, Electronic Arts. Look at the amount of shares they have and look at the amount of ownership. These numbers are not the most important because, to tell you the truth, I don't know what all of them even mean. But it does go to show that BlackRock, a very forward-moving force, a very liberal force, they do have shares, they do have concern, they do have influence in how the game is presented, the policies put in the game. They do have an influence in that, and you can tell because things like this exist. Let's read. Apex Legends woke badges. Look at these Reddit posts. Here's a couple of Reddit post titles. Can Respawn please make these badges a thing? What do you think is the next woke badge? This is what woke badges are. As you can see, there is a Pride Month badge, a BLM badge. I mean, honestly, what's the difference between those? You have a very curious Stop Asian Hate badge. You have the comma or whatever that type of symbol is. It's like a comma for suicide awareness. That's pretty much the only woke badge on this game that makes sense. That should be in the game because there's a lot of like bullying and hate that's on the internet, and I'm not saying I'm for the bans of things being said. I'm not saying I'm with all the woke logic. I'm just saying that if there was going to be any badge that should be in the game that's based on real life, I feel like a suicide awareness badge is good because most gamers, believe it or not, are lonely, sad, beta cucks. And if not lonely, sad, beta cucks, they are using the game as a form of escapism, whether unhealthy or healthy. It doesn't have to be negative that they're using a game to escape, but there comes a point where it can very easily become unhealthy. I think that the suicide awareness badge is one of the only ones that actually pertains to fucking gaming and social media. Um, yeah, I think that's the only badge that should be in the game if we're going to talk about woke badges. Now, here's my problem with the woke badges. I'm going to show you this Reddit post again, and this is something that a lot of us are thinking. It's not actually just this individual who you guys are probably all going to call a bigot or a racist or an incel, whatever. In this person's post, there's a lot of posts like this. There's a lot of people who think this. He literally says, I play this game to get away from the political filled world we live in and not to get bombarded with woke BS. It continues, but I'm not gonna go find the post so I could read it because the intro to that post is good enough. Literally, like I said, a lot of people are using the game as a form of escapism from reality. It's terrible that you can go into a video game nowadays and you're using it to escape, have a fun time away from all the bullshit that you see in your day-to-day life. And then literally you get bombarded by that very same bullshit. And it's not like you aren't being bombarded because you guys who don't play Apex Legends don't know, but the ones who do know, don't you, as soon as you log in, they like they force you to fucking click out of basically advertisements. It's not advertisements so much as it's just telling you what's going on this season. There's like a couple of pages. There's like season updates, buffs and nerfs, and then there's usually like a sale going on, and then there's like maybe something like Amazon Prime code or for Twitch where you can get a free skin. But there's usually something about the news, some woke BS. Like during Pride Month, every single fucking time you log on and off the game, it's gonna fucking spam you with a fucking Pride badge, a big ass Pride badge, then a memo talking about not encouraging hate, some bullshit like that, fucking being inclusive. They made like 1,000 characters gay, and they fucking, honestly, I don't care that they made a bunch of gay characters. But the fact that they put an emphasis on like exposing that they were homosexual in the lore, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Literally like verbatim what the Reddit post says. I came to play this game to escape your woke bullshit, and you're fucking literally just stuffing it in my. It's not only that, it goes further than that. It's not that it's ridiculous that you're seeing that. It's ridiculous that there are genuine things that the game needs to be a quality game. Genuinely, they need to add certain things like the badges that are being displayed. You can put them on your banner. Basically, your banner is like it shows how good of a player you are. It shows how tapped into Apex you are. Most people pride themselves in having a nice banner. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't allow purchases to make you look good on your banner. There wouldn't be any fucking purchases if that's not what it was about. And so you use it to display who you are. But that doesn't mean display your fucking sexuality in real life or your fucking political disposition in real life. Literally, why the fuck is that a part of a video game? What the fuck does Black Lives Matter have to do with your goddamn skill level in Apex? And you can see it. You can see it echoing throughout Apex. Literally, it's a bunch of shit. Listen, the simple fact that there is some type of market, some type of push that's genuinely driving this whilst simultaneously ridding us of the past. For example, my friend recently got banned. His name from the start of Apex was Free Doobies. free doobies. Free doobies as in, a doobie is literally a joint. A doobie is just a fat joint. It's like a little log. His name was bannable because it has a drug reference. He literally got banned, had to change his account's name so that he doesn't continue to be banned. People can report you for having a drug reference in your name. That's the most ridiculous thing in the world. People are genuinely saying that they are telling their hashtag Me Too stories to being teabagged in video games. They are pretending that being teabagged in a video game is the equivalent of real life sexual assault. Do you understand how that would make the victims of genuine assaults feel if, like, they go to a fucking AA meeting, they're talking about their fucking experience trying to vent, have people who are like-minded, who are affected by the same thing, they're gonna come tell their stories, and then someone in that fucking circle, after someone tells the story about how her dad brutally raped her, he's sitting there and he says, I was playing Apex Legends one morning. It was so early. I wasn't ready for what was going to happen to me. I logged on and I dropped Skull off rip, and instantly I got shat on because I'm dog shit at the game, and he teabagged me. Do you understand how that feels? Every hair in my body stood up, and my internal dialogue was screaming, no, please, do not desecrate my death box. Now, apparently, to Respawn, to BlackRock, to EA, to all of the woke fucking libtards, me making that joke right there, that was too far. I pushed it too far. That was very hateful, because in today's day and age, telling someone that getting teabagged in a video game is not the equivalent to being physically assaulted is just me being a douchebag. I'm the bad guy. I'm the one who's not feeding into this person's delusion, and thus I'm the bad guy for telling him that he was not raped. He needs to stop fucking pretending. It's so backwards nowadays, and they just keep pushing it and pushing it. Like, look at the fact that there's been a badge practically added every year. They added a badge almost. No, they definitely did. Okay, so take that fact alone, and then take the quality of life of the game. It shows you that they have it's more important to push this liberal woke agenda than to actually have a quality game that works. Literally, something as simple as raising the damage badge cap. Literally, that's all people wanted for about, they still want it. Literally, the 4K is the max. There's not even a 3.5 badge. It's literally, it goes 2K damage, 2,500 damage, 3,000 damage, 4,000 damage. People wanted them to add a 5,000, a 6,000, maybe even a 7,000, because people are getting damage that high. Honestly, the one that they would probably never add is like an 8 or a 9. But to add a little bit farther, just so that people can distinguish themselves from, it's if you're creating a badge to be unique, to show your skill, then it makes sense to add something like that. But instead, they add some fucking woke retardation. I'm so sorry, but that's all it is. Like, fucking Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, all of these are half-assed. Not even half-assed. Literally, like, 0.02 assed statements that, like, a bunch of fucking people who they don't even pertain to are pushing. It's not a fucking movement. It's literally can't. A bunch of fucking white blue-haired lesbians will sit there and tell a group of black guys that Black Lives Matter and that they're fucking racist. It literally is just that stupid. I could go on and on and on about this, but I don't need to. So many people have caught on and so many people are aware of what's happening in the world. It's not just Apex Legends, it's practically any game that has, not even a game, anything that just has a connection to commerce. They want you to be, if you're going to be making money in this country, you need to be a woke lib. Look at all these businesses. It started off with like, okay, Pokemon Go. They wanted to advertise that this place was friendly. They could come in and buy some Pokeballs, buy some potions. You know, that's how it was. Like the little Pokestops that were everywhere, or some places were advertising that they were a gym. So when establishments could start connecting themselves to people's experiences, that was pretty cool. We were going in the right place, but now it's like even a step farther. And now you see all these bars that have like a giant ass fucking gay flag outside just so that they can make it feel like a safe space. But it's not even like the giant ass gay flag. I don't have a problem with you being fucking gay. My problem comes when you start taking things like your sexuality and turn them into your personality. You see, back in the day, we didn't like that, and like we were young, being taught not to like that. For example, Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, Max Mofo, all those motherfuckers. They were literally like straight up saying things along the lines of, don't be a snowflake. We need you to not be a weak little bitch. That's why we're gonna bully the fuck out of you. It's literally that simple. We're creating a bunch of weaklings, a bunch of snowflake motherfuckers who literally cry if they don't get their way, who think that being teabagged in a video game is sexual assault, who would yell at drag queens who say, no, please don't bring your fucking kid to drag. This is a sexual event. Don't sexually charge this indoctrination of the youth. We aren't standing for that. They will cry in front of them and say, are you sure? I just can't bring my son. I just want him to give you a $2 bill. They don't make them anymore. Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, those boys, they taught us things like being a weeaboo is lame. Being an otaku is lame. You see, there's two types of anime consumers. There's the type of people that consume anime at a high rate, yet they do not let it affect their personality. They may make jokes, they may talk about anime, that's not the fucking same. Okay, here's an example. RDC World, kid sniffing panties with his group of panty sniffing degenerates at anime convention. You see, the RDC house, they got anime all over. They make content about anime. But you can tell that there's still a bunch of normal ass niggas who aren't fucking turning their personalities into their favorite anime characters. Even anime itself makes fun of people like that. Look at the disastrous life of Psyche K. And then look at that fucker Kaido. He literally is like, everyone's making fun of him. They're taking advantage of him, manipulating him because they know he's a fucking idiot who thinks he's like the main character. Bruh, tell me that turning these types of like the My Little Pony people, they literally will take something and turn it into their personality because they're nothing. They are literally a hollow husk who has zero personality, zero fucking IQ, zero chromosomes. All I am saying is that I feel as if this has been driven too far. It's time to stop. Please, no more. of this ridiculous bullshit. If you're gonna make a game, make the game about the game. Don't draw in all the things from real life. Why didn't they put in presidential candidate badges in this case? That matters, right? Who you vote for. So there should be a Biden badge and a Trump badge, or like an elephant badge and a donkey badge, you know, because voting is important. What the fuck are we doing? Pushing these agendas via like forms of like media that's just supposed to be for entertainment. Like, you literally won't even fucking fix your game, but you have people sitting here influencing you into fucking adding a gay pride badge, a Black Lives Matter badge. I don't know, I could keep ranting about this shit for the longest time, but you guys understand what I'm getting at. What do you think in the comments? Please leave a like and subscribe. Also, tell NRG ASU 1v1 me.